It's hot, it's muggy, it's disgusting, and all I want to do today is something simple because I am suffering here with our horrible summers. So what I have got planned today is I have got some bits and pieces of paper that I have cut off of other bits to create like the sizes that I want when I'm doing an illustration. So I thought I would recycle them today. I have a paper drawer full of bits and pieces like this that I cut off, and you know, for these moments where I want to recycle them because I don't like wasting stuff. And I just want to draw little landscapes today. Yeah, I know that's a bit of a shock, but let's see if we can, you know, let's add a few dark twists to some of them, you know, if you want to see that kind of thing. So we'll just see how we go anyway, because like I said, it's too hot and I don't feel like doing anything, but I do feel like doing something in the art realm. So yeah, that's today's video. I've got my Rowney travel watercolor. I have not seen this bad boy for quite a few months and I just dug it out. So I'm going to give some love to this palette today to create these little landscapes. So the first little landscape up today is called Rural Views. And this is a nice piece because this is the view that we get out the back of our house. Now we live on a fairly busy highway and it's very sort of, there's so many elements to this place. Like you've got out the one side of the house, we get to see the beach view and we see the island. And the other view, we get to see rural views, which has got cows. Every afternoon we see cows and we get to see this mountain. And this is the view that you see from that window out the back and from our, what's it called, from our walk-in road window as well. So I took this picture the other afternoon when it was just on dusk, and yeah, I really wanted to paint this, and I think this is very accurate. This is basically what it looks like on dusk looking out the back window. So yeah, no, this is one of my favorites in this set of landscapes, and I really enjoyed doing this piece as well. So the second one is called Winter Carnage. And this one is a scene that I basically just painted out of my head. Now, the only one that I took a reference from is the first one. These next ones are just done out of my head just because I was just feeling it. I just sort of wing these sort of things with no lead pencil markings. I just go straight in. There's no lines, no nothing, just paint. And this is kind of a terrifying thing because all sorts can go wrong. But this one is of a very sort of warm winter scene. There is snow all over the trees and it's sort of coming into like early morning, and there's the sun is rising and there is a lake there, and it is got a bit of water in it. It's sort of running water. It's not fully frozen, so it's not overly like too cold. And yeah, that's basically all it is, just giving a really sort of cold feel to it and adding the snow. And yeah, just another simple piece. This one's not my favorite. This is probably the least favorite out of the ones that I have done today. my third little landscape today is a very, very simple one. This one didn't take very long at all, and I call this one Invasion. Now, this one is just of a couple of trees, a big mountain, and a couple of UFOs just hovering over and going to be sort of taking over, hence the reason why I called it Invasion. Now, I used a very sort of maroon sort of color. I wanted a different sort of color for each of them, and I was feeling a maroon one, so I did a few distant trees in the background, and then I did some darker ones in the foreground. And yeah, very simple. Threw a couple of stars in the sky and a little comet coming down, and that is basically it. What this UFO is abducting, no one will know, but there's 3 others over in the other corner just hovering around, waiting to do something. Little landscape is an upright one, and it is called Galaxy Night, and this was my version of well, actually it was an attempt at doing a galaxy, a little bit of a muted galaxy with some trees in the bottom and then some closer shrubbage in the foreground, even more closer to the front. This one is another simple one, very, very simple. Enjoyed doing this one, and this galaxy one is basically seeing it from the, like sitting from the ground, looking up from like a little clearing and admiring that beautiful sky with all those stars in it. Now I just drew them in with white gel pen with the stars. I didn't decide to get out any acrylic and just flick it around. I just thought it would be easier to just draw them in. Now, the final landscape in this set is called Frosty Dead Oasis, and this one's the most gruesome out of them all. And this one was a little bit inspired by the Christmas background that I did for the Christmas bauble with the evil elf. So it is a very, very cold wasteland, and there is just a lot of dead trees, and on one of the trees is a hangman. God knows what has drawn him to do that to himself, but to add to the mystery, there is some bloody footsteps in the snow. As you can see, I will be adding them very shortly, and they sort of go off to the right side of the picture, and then they sort of trundle off into the center of the piece, off into the distance, so you can make your own mind up. Let your imagination run wild with what has happened in this scene to cause this carnage that you can see by this person. And by the shape of the person, this person is not human. It is some sort of freaky looking alien type thing. So yeah, this one is one of my favorites in this series. So hopefully you enjoyed my mini landscapes. It's not something that I do a lot of, and it's not something that I really am into, but hey, I wanted to do it. Like, it's something different, and yeah, I really wanted to create some mini landscapes. And when I'm in the mood for doing nice sort of stuff like this, I run with it. So I am out of here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.